Afternoon, guys. Just at my afternoon walk. I've had a couple of people message about me giving the estate agents a hard time here in Spain. I'm not. I'm not giving anybody a hard time. The reality is, there is good agents and there's some very, very bad ones. I'll give you an example of something that happened recently where somebody went to view properties with two different agents. The couple had gone out in the morning and seen a property, fell in love with it and decided to buy it. So they'd already agreed to it, even transferred some deposit. Then the other agent, because they felt obliged to go along, being British, they didn't just cancel it, they went along and pretended they were still interested. The three properties they showed them, one of them was the same property as seen in the morning. Only difference was there was 10,000 euros more on it. That is what I'm talking about. Now they do the same with the exchange rates, because they will go for the deal that suits them. They get the most money out of it, and it's just, I mean, I see it as slightly extortionate, but it's people trusting them. It's a misuse of trust, and they would turn around and flip it on you, saying it's your own fault for not doing more research and stuff. I've had it with somebody who ripped me off on the accounts doing exactly that. Turn around and say it's my fault because I should have looked elsewhere, and it's like, yeah, but when you told me, well, I asked you for an accountant, I didn't ask you for the accountant you work with, because you lied to me previously because you said you had no association with the accountant. So yeah, that's a prime example. I've experienced it, and basically the guy stole, what I see is stole 30 euros for nearly 2 years. So you can see I'm quite strongly against this because I've experienced it myself. I know it's not nice, and this is why I give people grief. At the same time, this is why I'm trying to boost up the expat services to start taking on property sales as well, sales and rentals. Now we've got a couple of people that are interested in working with us. They're already existing here, so we'll see where that goes. But one thing is for sure, I'm not hard on estate agents. People go, well, people got to make a living. Not the way some of these guys do. I'm going to cross over so we can get cut down on the wind noise behind these buildings here. Yeah, so another example, large chain of real estate stuck 20,000 euros on a property for the main agency, then another 5,000 euros on for the agent, the selling agent. Then they took some money for the transfer fees and the commission they got from the lawyers. Now I would say it's fair to take a percentage. I mean, everybody's in it to make money, but the sheer audacity to add extra money and tell the seller that they've increased it just to get people interested, then deduct it off the bottom end, because like say you put a house on the market for 320,000 and they, well, sorry, 300,000, they stuck 20,000 on. They would say they would deduct it by 20,000 to make it a better deal for the buyer. Reality is, they don't reduce it, they stick that in their pocket. If the buyer did want to get a deduction, say down to 300,000, they'll come and tell you that the buyer is interested at 280. Just say that as it is. Now I'm not saying all of them are like it, but there seems to be too many of them like it and not a lot done about it. So I'd much rather start developing the expat services as more of an ethical business. Also, I don't mind people making money. It's just that some of the stuff these people get up to is just horrendous. You know, a lot of people have worked all their lives for retirement in Spain, or coming here like myself where you're just setting up in a new country. I've been fleeced more by expats than anybody else. Well, except for the mechanic down here. He's probably the worst mechanic in this area, in my opinion, charging me €1,000 nearly for a €350 job. But hey ho, you live and learn. But some of this is about learning, and from the expat services side it's about cutting these guys out the loop in the first place. Which gets me onto a new development. We're going to be starting a facilities management, which is, well, it's mainly going to be on residential rather than big stuff, but dealing with like emergency repairs and all the building related issues that people face. So I've heard of people paying over €500 for being locked out of their house and needing a locksmith. In the UK that would have cost you probably about 120 quid. You wouldn't really pay more than that. You certainly wouldn't be paying around €500. And this is the thing, you want to move away from these sort of people extorting money out of people and start building a list of good contractors, reliable contractors, and also I'll do it myself as well. Because one thing you may not be aware of is I actually can do locksmithing. I can pick door locks open. I can open some safes as well. Just a bit out of date, haven't done it for a while. But one thing is for sure, I never overcharged anybody. There was a funny incident actually years ago in Worcester, because I had got a call. It was about midnight. This nurse had gone back to her apartment and couldn't get in. And when I realised she was a nurse, I only charged her £30 for the call out. Why is that a big thing? Because it was about a month later I started getting other calls from other nurses, because she had gone and put me down as like a recommended contractor within the local hospital, because I'd say, you know, I hadn't overcharged, I'd actually undercharged. And I just said, well, if there's any nurses, I'll do it for 30 quid. That was it. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as it ain't parts, 30 quid all in. I couldn't grumble at that. Got a lot of business out of it. But anyway, thanks for watching.